In this update, I'm excited to show you the brand new Elite Ubot apps. These are apps that are built into Ubot Studio, which can replace the browser with something more useful. You can easily switch between apps and the browser, and you don't even need Elite Ubot activated for it to work. So let me show you what I'm talking about, and then at the end I'm going to show you also how you can get this to work without having the Elite Ubot plugin activated on that project. So right now I do have the Elite Ubot plugin activated, and the reason for that is because I just wanted to have the Elite Ubot apps button on here for now. If you have the HeoPass plugin, or I think Pash has a plugin or two that has buttons here, there can be other buttons up here, and so I didn't want there to be any ambiguity. This is the button from the Elite Ubot plugin. It's red and says Elite Ubot apps, so I try to make it pretty obvious. Okay, so you click this button, and now what happens is it basically steals the browser away and then it puts it into this tab control here. And so now we have control over the browser along with the tabs, and we can put whatever we want in here. And I look forward to hopefully adding a lot more apps here in the future. And if you guys have any recommendations to what would be useful for you or for everybody in Ubot, that would be great to hear. Now this is a fully functional browser. You can use a browser, you can switch between it. There's nothing wrong with the browser here. The only difference is now it's in this control that we control, and we can use other stuff here too. So let me talk about each of these apps and then a little bit about the use cases, and then I'm going to show you once again how you can use this without even having this activated for the project. So the text editor. Now I built this because I kept copying and pasting stuff into the URL, and not too long ago I was using the HeoPass plugin and I copied something out of a variable and I pasted in here for about the millionth time, and I was like, why can't there be a text editor there or something that I can use? Because I wasn't using the browser. I was building website crawler 3.0, spoiler alert by the way, and that doesn't use the browser, so I don't need the browser. Instead, I would much rather have something more useful like a text editor. Now, I was originally thinking like a very basic notepad, but I figured some people might want more functionality. And so this is more of like, this is like a WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get. I hope I didn't butcher that word too much, but basically it's like a mini version of Microsoft Word. So you could have a header. Maybe you want it to be like a red header with yellow background for whatever reason. You can do that. The only thing, to tell you the truth, that I cared about when it came to having something like this kind of editor was that it had bullet points. I like to make lists. Whoops, I should have had that. You have to highlight the text first, I think.
Let's go ahead and highlight that text. Okay, I think it's good now. Yeah, it is. Set, bolded, okay.
So do like point 1, point 2. And now you can click on the bullet points, or there's a numbered list. That was really my big thing, is I wanted that. But you can also edit the text, the colors, the justification here. I think that's where the alignment, whatever it's called. Now, just one caveat real quick. You can use Control U for underline, but you can't use B or I for bold or italics. I'm going to try and make it so that those work one day. But the issue is that those keyboard events bubble up to the main window, and so the main window is handling them, and Control B will switch to your bot bank and Control I will switch to code view. And so I'm going to see if I can't capture and trap those events inside of this user control, but at least for now those two don't work, and you will have to click on the buttons, unfortunately. So the text editor, it's great for when you don't need to use the browser, but you need to copy and paste stuff, or you need to write stuff down, take notes, whatever. Basically this, when you don't need the browser and you're working with HTTP posts, this is a lot of real estate, and this is all dead space. So why don't we put something that's actually useful there? And so it would be much easier to, you can easily copy code into here, take part of it out, put part of it back in, do whatever you want with it. I feel like this is a much more useful thing when you don't need the web browser. Now let's talk about the task list. And this is something I'm actually like very excited for, and maybe I shouldn't be because it's kind of a silly little thing, but you know, I know for me, like these are the two apps that I wanted to put in here. And again, I'd love to hear your suggestions. I want to put more Ubot centric, you know, more Ubot related apps into here. But for now, these were the two most useful ones that I was thinking of right away when I started thinking about this whole idea. And so the task list, let me just show you real quick. So
my task, here's the fiction.
I probably spelled that wrong. So it creates a task and you can click this button and then it's going to gray out the task. So you can have it be completed like that, and you can unclick it and it, you know, it's very obviously now it's yellow again, and you can hit delete. And so it's pretty basic task list app. So let me give you a quick use case for this. Let's say you're building a contact page finder and your requirements are to scrape the first page of Google and find the contact page on each website. So you might have a task that's named scrape Google. And then here's a description. I'm just going to paste this in. And it's accept a keyword from the user, navigate to Google, perform search, scrape first page results into a list. And then the second task might be find contact pages. And I think I messed that up. So let's just delete that. There we go. Find contact pages. Loop through the list of Google results, navigate to each page, scrape the internal URLs, and look for the contact word in each of the URLs. So you might have finished one, you can, you know, gray it out like so or delete it. And the other thing you could do here is you could just list each point in the title, or you could list each point in the description instead. It will allow you to do either. And I'm not going to put them all in here, but you get the idea. As long as you have a title or a description, you can add a task. The description allows for, you know, many lines as you want. So that is the task list. Now, let me show you how you can use this without any plugins installed. So let's go ahead and fire up Ubot Studio X, because I know some of you are going to ask me, does this work in X? And the answer will be revealed to you. We have no plugins installed right now and no button. All you need to do is open the plugin window. You don't need to activate it. As you can see, you'll see my button come up and you'll see Heopass's buttons come up. So these are not part of the Elite Ubot app. These are part of the Heopass plugin. He just inspired me to put this button here as well. That's all. And so as you can see, you can click on it. And my awful spelling, but you get the idea. So as you can see, it's not activated, but you can still use the app. All you have to do is ping that plugin window. So if you want to work on another project, but you don't want to have the Elite Ubot plugin activated, I totally understand, because you don't want to have all this extra stuff on the side, you know? You can just ping that plugin window and it's still going to work. So this has been the new update for the Elite Ubot plugin, showing off the Elite Ubot apps. If you guys have any more ideas for apps, we can put tons more apps here. So I'd love to hear your ideas. Thanks for watching.